Now that that wraith bone is dried, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up a wash. I'm going to use Lahmian medium as the base of it rather than water, because I want to try and avoid the contrast paint that I'm using, should I say, going too shiny. So I'm going to use some Lahmian medium as the base. I'm then going to use some skeleton horde because it's got a warmer tone to it, not quite warm enough for what we want, but close enough. And then into that I'm going to mix a little bit of seraphim sepia, just one scoop. Hopefully that will warm it up enough for what I want. I'm going to test it on a piece to the left. Can't see it on camera, but it does what I want. So I'm just going to use a slightly smaller brush, just come in and bring this over the top and just re-accentuates some of those recesses and brings a little bit of warmth back in, and we will end up going back over this with a final coat of wraith bone. Just to bring out those edges again, because this does knock it back a little bit, but it puts that warmth back in, and this then aligns it with the rest of the army. So it was sort of like 2-3 parts skeleton horde, 1 part seraphim sepia, and about 6 to 8 parts of Lahmian medium. Again, I'm going to try and let gravity do a lot of the work for me. Find some way to repurchase or grab purchase on the model, so I don't have to end up getting my fingers wet on paint and end up touching something I don't want to. So doing this just adds a bit of warmth back into the palette. So it was starting to look a little cold. Make sure I've got that. he's hitting up those root scissors, and I've got to leave it perched up like that at an angle. It'll be alright. Do the top plate first. I'm not too worried about running out of the paint. I can always mix some more up. Mostly about adding some colour back into the dents and dinks, so that when we put the final layer on it, it looks a little bit more vibrant again. So the other side to start with. Just got the upper parts on the body panels to do. Yeah, that's right. It's about a lurch. It's approaching lunchtime. Also, been a bit heavy-handed there. We shall see how that plays out. I've got just enough pigment for the whole whole of the model that I need to paint with this, which you'll see. It appeared to be, yeah, I knew my stomach was going to go, sorry, I'm going to have to edit that out. So just go around painting the various different panels with this wash. So let's see if we can stretch this out, if we've got enough pigment. I suspect we haven't, but we shall see. Now that those washes have dried, we need to come back in with some wraith bone. I'm just making sure that the brush is dry enough for what I need at this point. It's still got a bit of moisture in it, but I just want to make sure it's dry enough. So I'm going to take some straight from the pot this time, get it out on my palette, smash it into the brush. I'm going to go back to where we started on the underside, and this time I'm literally just wanting to try and pick out the highest points, not worried about going all the way down. Almost flicking the paint on. Brush has still got a bit of moisture to it, so we should hopefully avoid those, how can I put it, dry brush like effects. Just want to try and catch that edge, just saving myself some time doing the edge highlight. The top panel. Likewise, just trying to more or less catch that edge. Don't want to end up going back over all of the model that we've already done. I'm trying to leave some of that colour there so it's visible. At this point it doesn't matter if it looks a little bit streaky, purely for the fact that we are painting something that is Nurgle and Deathguard, and it's going to look more grungy and grimy as we go along anyway, so it's just establishing the base colours for when we come in, put the metallics in, and then put any sort of corrosion effects and stuff over the top. Make sure I'm happy with the strength of the colour. Happy with that. Same thing again with all the other parts. Just trying to focus the light pigments in certain areas now. Don't want to wipe out what we've just done really. Generally want to try and keep some of that warmth there still. Just blend out some of those. Notice there's a couple of little lines forming. Use the sides of the brush, try and catch the edges. So these bits to do. Doesn't help the paint job dropping out. Not so worried about those parts, they're going to get covered. Got top plate, and again, just try to make sure I don't wipe out the detailing that we've just put back in. I want to try and keep some of those darker shades in there. Because just reveals the texture a little bit more. Same thing with the arm. Again, don't want to recover everything we've just been over, so try to focus it towards where the brightest points are going to be. This is going to be more apparent with these bits. So I just want to catch the edge, that edge, and then come up the middle towards the top, and that'll do. Likewise, just feel that facing edge was there, up towards the middle of the top of the panel. I think I'm going to have to come back in with a little bit more paint now. Just getting a little bit loose. That's better. That one's been done. I'll just keep going back and forth on these until I'm happy. Try to build up that character. Last bits to do. Just got the helm to do and the gun. And last bit. So for now, I would say we're more or less done with the bone armoured plates. They stand out quite well. What I'm going to need to do now is move on to doing the flesh before I come back and attempt metallics on the edges and on the claws. We're almost there now, but that'll give you an idea of the sort of tone we're going for. So I should be back in the next bit. I've been the editor to the rush. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you soon.